Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. Got something, guys, I want to show you. A couple weeks ago, well, actually, it's about a week or so ago, there was a big discussion, about 2 weeks ago, there was a big discussion on the Styrene Syndicate Facebook page and also on other community Facebook pages about a certain airbrush that had come out and was being offered to you, the community. Now, there was all kinds of conspiracy theories that it was a Harder and Steenbeck knockoff. It was a knockoff from an Iwata. It was a Chinese knockoff. Blah blah blah. What airbrush am I talking about? I'm talking about this one right here, the MIG airbrush. This is the MIG Cobra, the Air Cobra. So I decided to get my hands on one just to show you all what it looks like and how it works. So if you bear with me here, let me set this camera here, get everything set up. I'm going to show you and tell you just what I think of this airbrush. Be back in a second, guys. Okay, here we go. Now, gentlemen, what I have in front of me here is MIG's of Ammo's new Air Cobra. This is a airbrush that I purchased. Nothing was given to me free. I bought this from the MIG website. It's about 119 euro. Cost me about 140 plus shipping. And I just received it today. Now on Facebook, I did a quick impromptu review of it, but I want to give you guys another review of this airbrush. So first off, excuse my compressor. We're going to look at the packaging. It's a nice little metal box. It comes, you know, let me get my glasses on here. A lot of people have been throwing around that this airbrush was, you know, a knockoff of this, a knockoff of that. Well, I know where this airbrush was made. You know, there's some mistakes made here on the actual box here. It says here that this is a gravity feed double action airbrush, a 0.15 millimeter nozzle. That's wrong. That's a mistake. This is a 0.3 nozzle. 5 mil, 1/6 of an ounce paint cup, PTFE Teflon seals, long life material components, controllable spray pattern, pencil line up to a 0.4 millimeter to a 0.5 centimeter. Atomization scale is at minus 90 microns. Comfortable trigger. Reversible spear tip. Guard air cap for better airbrush performing and easier cleaning while in use. Easy set trigger range adjustment. Air hose connection size is 1/8. Useful with any kind of paint medium, acrylics, enamels, lacquers, inks, dyes, urethanes, etc. It's a beautiful airbrush. Now, let me get something out of the way right away. And I know, you know, it's a bone of contention, and I don't know why it would be, but it is. Posh, Iwata, Badger, I would assume Grex, I don't know, but the big three all make airbrushes for other people. I don't think MIG has an airbrush warehouse where he makes these. I don't believe that the hobby, the Mr. Hobby, the Pro Convoy, some of the other airbrushes, you know, the milling process for airbrushes is an in-depth process. So all these airbrushes are made by other manufacturers to the specifications of certain people. Iwata does it, Pash does it, and Badger does it. Wherever this airbrush was made, and I'll get into that in a minute, doesn't negate the fact that this airbrush had some input from MIG. And what I mean by that is this here. We're going to take it out and look at it. This airbrush, just by looking at it, people know where it came from. It doesn't matter who made it. It matters the specifications that it was made to. Yes, this is an American-made airbrush. That's all I'm going to say. For those of you that want to know, I'll say it in the comments. But, well, you know what? There's no reason to hide it. This is a Badger manufactured airbrush. But here's the caveat, guys. Whenever you have an airbrush company make an airbrush for you, you give them the input on how you want that airbrush made. This is no different than that. This is a damn good airbrush. It has modifications to it to MIG's specs. Now, just those right there will tell you who made this airbrush. If you look at this airbrush, you know that this is a Badger manufactured airbrush. Same thing with this part here. Now, this was the bone of contention for a lot of people. This back end was inspired by a Satar airbrush. Is it the same? No. There's a modification made to this airbrush here. It's lighter. The nozzle cap is different. This was made to MIG specs. The trigger. There's a lot of differences on this airbrush that were made for to MIG specifications. So let's take it apart a little bit. Let's look at let me get the nozzle here. There's a spanner that comes with it. I'm not going to use that spanner because I don't like it. We'll take that off. Take this off. We'll pull the back end out like so. Pull that off. Get this pieced out. Whoop. See, this is it's stiff in there, so there we go. Got that out. We'll get the nozzle cap off. Here, use the spanner. If I can get that, there we go. And get that, just a little crack it. Take that off. And take the nozzle out. There it is. That's all the parts for it. Let me zoom in a little bit more, guys. Now, here's your nozzle. As you can see, it's a press fit nozzle. I don't know if you can see inside there. Yeah. This, just looking inside this airbrush, I know where this airbrush was made. This is looking at all this and looking inside. So, what do we have? We have a press fit nozzle. That's got beeswax on it already. We have the nozzle here, the nozzle cap. That's also has beeswax, so let me put that on. And then we have this little nozzle cap that goes right on the top. Now let me be perfectly clear about this little cap on the front. I don't like it. I don't like it because not because it's of who made it. I just don't like these little nozzle caps. They are these prongs. I end up cutting them off of my airbrushes, and I'll show you guys in a second. I have here my Badger Chrome has these prongs on there, and I cut those off because I'm forever picking at my needle. So I want to be able to clean that needle without having those prongs. So this is going to get nipped off. I don't like it. Judging right now, looking at it, we got a nice size needle cup there, or color cup. There's the insides, nice and clean. So let's get this together. We have your needle guide. That'll go in like so. Let's get the trigger. I like that trigger. See that? It's got that little indentation in there. It's a nice tall trigger also. So let's get that in there first before I start doing anything. Make sure that that's moving up and down. Get this inside. don't like the way this works. Let me get that all the way in. Put this like so, and then we'll get the, this is a, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is not a 0.15 needle, this is a 0.3 needle, guys. So I'll take a little, this is a 4/0 steel wool, polish that needle down a little bit. See, that moved on me. Let me get that in there. Hold that back. Get that seated. I should have done that before. And there we got that seated. Whoop, stupid. I forgot something. I was ahead of myself. I forgot the spring. Okay. Get the spring in there. Like that. Get that in there. Now let's tighten. There we go. Let's tighten that down. Get that all the way in there. Get this like so. And then I'll run my needle through until it stops. Tighten it. Put the back end down. Now, first things first. It's a nice. It's got some nice weight to it. You got a nice needle preset button in the back here. I rarely use them, but for those of you that like it, this is a Iwata quick disconnect. So an Iwata quick disconnect will fit on it. The first things that I can tell you right now is I love that trigger is responsive. It's stiff. Now you may not like that, but you know I like a stiff trigger on there. I don't want it too mushy. You know, I want to feel that. I want the spring, and as you can see, it's got some nice snap right back to it. You know, it's got some nice snap going back like so. Let me make sure this is opened all the way. Get that just about there to where it should be. There we go. And I got some nice responsive. The plating is nice. Again, as you can see, there's some nice plating on the inside. It's got a nice opening in there for color. Again, you know, some people ask me what this is for. That's just for aesthetics, guys. You don't really, you know, that's nothing, you know, it's not going to hurt anything, but, you know, try not to lose that. You know, that's, you know, it's there as a backstop. It helps it, you know, when you're laying it down or whatever. It just, it's a nice little aesthetic piece, but it's also there to help some of that air if you don't, you know, if you have a problem with threads. Now, you should put some beeswax on your threads. I've already did it on this one, so I don't need to do it. So, let's see what this shoots like. Again, I want to be clear. Nobody gives me anything. I paid for this. It ran me about $140 US plus shipping. I have my I like that. I really do. So it's a nice airbrush, guys. I've used it already. If you watched if you're part of the Styrene Syndicate on Facebook, you know that I was raving about it because I really do like it. It's a responsive airbrush. I like the, you know, the chrome on it. The plating is nice. Here, you know, you got it where it says Air Cobra. Here it says ammo. It feels good in the hand, you know, but how does it shoot? Well, let's show you. I'm going to use some MIG ammo. Shake that up real good. On the Facebook page, I shot this. I used this. And this is, I used Vallejo Model Air. And that's what I did this with. Shot really well. So I'm going to put a little bit of Vallejo, or I'm sorry, the MIG ammo. This is the rust color. The rust primer right here. Get my old man glasses on. And let's see how this bad boy shoots, right? Before I do anything though, I want to get a couple of paper towels. So let me get a paper towel here. Lay that down right there. I'll get another one. Lay that over here, and then I'll take a Q-tip so I can clean the tip if I need to. Put a little Jesus juice on it. Those of you that know what this is, it's my own juice. I make it. I see a lot of videos now of other people making it, calling it their own. That has been around since I was a shorty. So first off, I want to show you right here. You know, you can get some nice fine lines with that. See? Now again, this is paper, so it doesn't matter what this looks like, but you can see the line I'm getting there. That's with this. So let's go down here. This is my grandson's little toy. He's going to be pretty upset with me that I painted it on him, but I'm going to use some of the MIG, and I'm just going to lay it down, not in a controlled way. I'm just going to lay it down so you guys can see how it goes on. Right off, whoop, I shot that too much. Right off the bat, you can see that it lays down really nice. I'll hit that with some air, and then I'll come over it one more time, a little heavier. Dry it off a little bit with some air. And then come in and then add a final coat to it. And there it is. I got any left in here? Let me get a spot right here. Alright, my initial reaction right away is I like the way this shoots. It's got a nice atomization to it. It's not bad. I'm not trying to shoot it in a super controlled. I have to adjust this trigger though. Now here I'm going to lay it down lightly, and then I'll come in a little heavier. There's a trick to shooting MIG. You should lay down a thin coat before you lay down another one, a heavy one. You should never lay it down too heavy, because if you do, it's going to get really nasty. But that happens with, let's see, the Mission models also. If you lay it down too heavy right away, you'll fisheye it. So there you go. It shoots pretty well. That's MIG. Now let me clean this out real quick. I'll back flush. Oh my God, he's back flushing. No. There's a back flush. I'll dump it. Make sure the airbrush is cleared out. Use my wipe it down. Just like so. Now I'm going to take a little Badger Yellow. This is the Minotaur. Shake it up real good. A few drops in there. I'm not concerned about it getting dirty. All right, let's see. I'm just going to lay a coat over this, like so. Now I use this rust color for a lot of stuff, guys. It's really good. You see how it changes that? I'll do the same like on this little jewel here. Right there. And then I'll come in a little dark, a little light there. I want a darker there. And then I'll lighten it up a little bit. Back up. There it is. That's rust with a little yellow over it. That's one of my favorite colors to use when I want to do you know, stuff like that. I'll go in and clean that up a little bit better though. But this is just a quick, what did I do with the cap? I'll do a little, again, backflush, dump it, clean it out. There it is. If you guys are wondering what I'm using for cleaner, again, that's my cleaner. I call it my Jesus juice. You can find, if you hear, I got my finger pressed down on the trigger. Put the needle back in, close it. So, how does this airbrush shoot? Well, I have to admit, guys, it's a pretty good airbrush. Again, it's on the Facebook page. We were going back and forth, and some guys were complaining that you know, they thought it was a harder esteem bic because of this back here. They thought it was a cheap Chinese knockoff. They, you know, on and on. And then, you know, of course, when you find out who made it, you're going to have some people that hate on it. But I got to admit, guys, this is a damn good airbrush. I just got it this morning, and I've been doing a lot of painting. You saw what I did here with this. You know, laid down some MIG rust primer, and then laid down some, on top of that, some Badger Minotaur Yellow, and that's what I got right there. Now again, this is one of my favorite colors to get this kind of work. Now I'll go in and I'll lighten this up. I'm going to paint this for my grandson now that I started it. But yeah, I'm really digging this airbrush. Now guys, it feels good in the hand. That trigger right there is very responsive. I got to get used to it though, because it's a little bit more responsive than my other airbrushes. So I'm going to have to find a sweet spot for it. But I like it. I really do like it. It shoots beautifully. Am I going to use this for a detail airbrush? No. I have the Sotar. I have a couple of these. I have a Micron harder Steenbeck with a 1.5 needle in there, which I rarely use it. I only use it for inks. But my Sotar and my Micron are what I use for, you know, little details, stuff like this. That's what I do stuff like this with. And then I'll go in with a brush, you know, a nice brush, and then I'll do all the other stuff. But I think I'm going to use this to finish this dude off. I just laid down his blocking color. So what I think I'm going to do is take this airbrush and finish that guy with it. It's a, like I said, it's a, I don't know what else to say about it, guys. It's a well-made airbrush. It shoots well. If you're looking for a good airbrush, and you never had one before, I would, you know, this is not a bad airbrush to have. It's got a 0.3 needle in there, not a 1.5. That was a printer's mistake. They need to fix that. Can it be converted to a 1.5? You know, I don't know. I haven't really gotten into it that much, but I wouldn't see why it couldn't be. So, but I wanted to show you guys, you know, this airbrush. This is a damn good airbrush, guys. You know, don't go with the hate. You know, some people hate on MIG because it's MIG. You know, it's a good airbrush, guys. So if you're in for another, if you're in Spain, Europe, England, you know, this it's about 119 euro. Here in the United States, about 135 to 140 plus shipping. You can get parts for it. If you look on, I believe MIG has a breakdown of this, and those are all U.S. parts. So you'll be able to find parts for it easily. It's a good airbrush, guys. There's nothing really much I can say about it other than try one. I think you guys will be surprised at how good this airbrush is. Now, again, it was made here in the United States. It was made here in Chicago. But it was made with the input heavily, from what I was told, heavy input by MIG. This is made to how MIG Jimenez himself shoots his paint. And I can, the minute I picked it up and started shooting it, it's different. It feels different than a Satar. It feels different than a Chrome, a Patriot, an Iwata. It feels different. It shoots differently. You know, I usually have to modify the springs here and here to get it stiffer. You don't have to do that with this. The trigger feels great in my hand. My thing is, I don't like these, and it's not because of this airbrush. I just don't like them on any airbrush. So this is going to get nipped right here. I'm nipping these off. I don't like them. It's just me, you know. I'll take this off, you know. Get rid of this. I'll just probably end up taking a nipper, just nipping them, and then with a, I don't know, with my peroxide grinding that down. I don't like these points. Now it's that's there to protect the needle. If it hits something, if it drops it, it hits it. It'll protect that needle. I just don't care for them. So that's gonna go. Other than that, man, guys, it's a damn good airbrush. Give it a shot, man. You can find this over at MIG. I'll leave the link down below, you know, where you can get this on MIG of Ammo. But you know, for all those out there that were hating on it and saying that this was a harder in Steenbeck, or it was a cheap Chinese knockoff, or it was made by Iwata, nothing could be further from the truth. This is a quality made airbrush. You could tell as soon as you see it. It's a very well made airbrush. You know, feels good in the hand. It doesn't shoot like any airbrush, like any Badger, but it was made here. But you could tell right away that this is different. It feels different here. It's lighter. This is this was made out of aircraft aluminum, or out of aluminum, so it's lighter than what inspired it. These needle presets, I never use them, so and it feels good. It just feels good in the hand, guys. So try it out. Check it out, man. Again, it's 119 euro, about 140 US without shipping. So, but it sprays well. Now I'm going to be messing with this for the next couple of weeks, really getting in depth in it, tweaking it to fit my style of painting. That trigger's really nice, but I want it to be more responsive for me. It's responsive enough as it is now, but I want it to just a tad bit more. My air compressor is set right now at 30, so it's shooting more than I normally do with thin paint like this. Thin paint like this, I usually shoot about 15 to 20. So, but yeah, guys, I can't really say anything else about it other than it's a great airbrush. easy to take apart, easy to put together, easy to clean, robust. It's just a nice looking airbrush. I really like that color though. You know, that gold against this. It would have been nice if this was the Air Cobra and the ammo were the same color, but it looks like it's an off, just a little bit off of this color, but lighter. It's in there really nice. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you got one, let me know what you think of one. If you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. I really do. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Even those that give me the little hate, man. You know, all you're doing is you're giving me more views. So I appreciate that also. Have a happy Thanksgiving, brothers and sisters. Be good to your family and love your children. Leave the drama to the queens. And paint a damn model, man. It's Gilbert saying peace. Until next time, man. Have fun. Paint a model.